So it does touch on mental health, particularly condition of borderline personality disorder. It's something I'm unfortunately unfamiliar with.
What's happening, guys? We are back with another episode of the Heavy Metal Therapist, the podcast where we ask not what you're up to, but how are you? So today we are joined with our good friend Rob from the band Bearpit. How you doing, Rob?
I'm all right, man. How are you?
Doing great.
Yeah,
Doing
thanks
very
for having me back. Cheers.
Joe, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
He's good. He's always mediocre, this one.
Yeah.
He's always like,
Cool as a cucumber.
nonchalant.
I like that. Cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber.
Larry the cucumber.
Like,
If you know, you know.
So, Rob, talk to us about Bearpit. Where did the idea come from?
So Bearpit, we established ourselves, I'd say 2014, sort of mid-2014. Originally we all met at BIM in Bristol, sort of music institute. And we just wanted to start a metal band, really, just, metalheads gather and collect and you get chatting, and so we started that. And as far as the name, I think we're going to be called something like Pit of Lions or something along the lines of that. And it was like on the same kind of right lines, but just a bit too and me and the bassist at the time were just sort of chatting about it, drinking and whatnot. And he just mentioned the Bear Pit, Bristol Bear Pit, which is, it used to kind of be, it's a roundabout, and can you still walk through there? I don't know. Yeah. So essentially, we're kind of named after a freaking, a roundabout. But
Nice.
it was close to our digs and stuff. We walked through, and every day basically. So it was just kind of like a little staple to say, this is where we're from.
I like that.
Even though now we're kind of all from all over the place, but we're essentially still Bristol-based, and we sort of came out, all go to the same uni together, and shared a lot of courses and pushing each other and stuff. So we were all just trying to do our thing that we were all there to kind of do. It went really well. We released an EP like 2017. And then sort of a couple of years after that, things sort of fizzled out a little bit. People sort of leave uni and go get a job, or they just move away. So eventually found some new people. We sort of came back from the ashes out of the pan, but that's essentially what we did. We sort of came back in 2019 with this track, From the Ashes, to sort of say, right, come back and we want to do this. We've got a bit more left in us for sure. So it's kind of just been like that ever since, man. Just kind of trying to release songs, write songs, be as seen in the scene as we can, sort of get back to it and meet some incredible people and play with some incredible people, and hopefully, it kicks off again. And we're excited.
You guys have not done anything for a little bit, have you?
Behind the scenes for sure. I mean, as you know, COVID kind of kicked everything out of whack. I mean, we released our single, and we had another one sort of, on the way, and quite a lot of stuff booked up for us, and it was looking quite cool, and we got quite sort of into the Twitch community and stuff, over lockdown, everyone's on our computers and stuff, so we're doing that quite a lot, met a lot of cool people from that. There's always been a desire to sort of, I guess being one of the OG members and main songwriters, I'm always I'm always writing, I'm always got stuff, but it's, almost too much, and you have paralysis. You're like, I don't know what to do with any of it. And you just want it to be right, and you want it to feel right and authentic, and you want other people to be excited about it as well. So it's just been sort of ticking along until we basically found the right people and feel in a place where we're motivated and inspired again to come back out and gig, because for a little while it was a bit demotivating with a lot of stuff going on in the world and in our own personal lives and stuff, but we're going to come back with a bang, hopefully, very soon.
Yeah. So you mentioned you go through you do a lot of the writing. What's your process around that?
It varies really. Initially it does start with a riff or an idea, a melody or something in my head, or a groove. I've only recently sort of been able to sort of record and track from home again. That's been a long a long time coming, really. Where I didn't have any means to really record or do anything at home, and it was bumming me out quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm back there now, and yeah, it usually starts with a guitar riff or something like that. I would like to say naturally through jamming with the guys and stuff, but when people have been sort of here, there, and everywhere, and trying to get everyone in the same place sometimes just to have a rehearsal can be tricky. It's just the world we live in, So it's either that or it's just sending each other ideas. I say I do the songwriting, but I don't write at all. I mean, we everyone who's been a member, past and present, whilst the songs were there, they've all had their input. I've never wanted to release anything that it's been like, oh, this is my song. I wanted it to kind of be like, I mean, it was my song when I brought it to you guys, or brought the idea, but now I want it to be ours, and let's do something with it. And there's been some occasions where I've done that, and people are like, no, let's keep it. It sounds cool. Like, I like it. And there's been other times where, okay, let's change this. Let's work. Maybe we can try this idea over here. And I like that collaborative sort of, thing. To me, that's what's a big part of being in the band. That's what you love, is otherwise you just do it yourself, and nothing stopping me from doing it myself or anyone from doing it for themselves. But when people want to actually be in a band, I think that they're looking for that camaraderie, that brothership, that that safe space that you can all just sort of be creative and make something cool.
So you just do the guitar stuff, or do you do lyrics as well? Or?
Yeah, do quite a lot of the lyrics. We usually sort of set kind of like a tone or a theme. I mean, like naturally, I kind of stem towards sort of mental health, and sort of addiction and stuff like that. It's what I want to talk about, and I guess even if I'm not trying to, it's kind of comes out that way.
Yeah.
But also having sort of bilingual sort of vocalist as well, and what Pete, who's our bassist, he's Hungarian, Hugo, Portuguese, and it's great that we've got all these cultures and stuff, but everyone's got all these great ideas and different backgrounds, with things. So I usually like pitch it something to River, and he'll sort of translate it his way, not in Spanish or anything, but just but put it in a way that he can understand, and also just diction and phrasing and everything like that, so there might be just like some words that are kind of like slang or colloquialisms, that we use, but it could be different. So we want to like have that sort of balance there. And I've even suggested him actually singing in Spanish and doing some verses and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of bands that do that. I mean, like in French, and what's the band I'm thinking of? Landmarks. Is it Landmarks?
Oh yeah.
I mean, sick band, and I love it.
You wouldn't know you missed him.
You
This is boy Beartooth that you missed him.
Yeah.
Oh no, he saw Beartooth. He missed Landmarks and Polaris.
Oh, Polaris. Sick.
I think I was eating.
It's not an excuse.
Priorities.
It's not a good enough excuse.
See, I like where Rob's at. Priorities.
So yeah, like we just love being creative, man, and it's been me and Ripper for as the constant basically since about 2018. Since not long after we dropped the EP, and then the vocalist left, and we got Ripper in, and then that was weird. Other transitional periods where other people were coming in, but we've always wanted to sort of be collaborative, try new things as well. Because obviously we love metal, we love metalcore and that, but metalcore could be a bit samey these days, I guess. I mean, it depends what you're trying to achieve, I guess. But our thing is very much like just early 2000s, just riffy metalcore and melody, if we can achieve that.
That's good.
And I just hope people dig it the same that we dig it.
Yeah. What songs meant the most to you?
Ashes was quite an important track because that was also, it stemmed from an idea, but that was very much our kind of first collaborative effort as a band again, like actually jamming and figuring out a song and being like, okay, what can we do with this part? What can we do with this part? Instead of, someone just coming in with an idea and another idea, and you're just trying to meld the two together, and it's just not working or whatever. But it happened quite naturally, and gives me happy memories, or fond memories of the band, and of previous members and stuff. But I'd have to say the one I'm probably most proud of so far is our most recent, which isn't even out yet.
Okay.
But
can we talk about it, or is it not allowed yet?
we can talk about a little bit. But yeah, that I'm really happy with. This is something I had for originally when I first started it, a good couple of years ago, and it's only really in the past couple of months sort of come into its own again. And I'm just really happy I didn't rush it or I didn't bin it.
Yeah.
I just because I really liked it, and it's just one of these things that when I showed the rest of the guys, they were just like, okay, there's a few things we can do, but they were just like, let's do this for another single.
Yeah.
So that is the plan.
What stands out in that song for you above other songs?
So it does touch on mental health, particularly condition of borderline personality disorder. It's something I'm unfortunately unfamiliar with, and something I've seen almost not necessarily rise in, but I guess people are talking about it a bit more.
Yeah.
It's a bit more education out there, I think, over like in America. I think people are a bit more clued up with it, but over here it's still very, people don't really know what to do with it, and it's not something you can kind of get over. It's a lifelong thing, and you kind of got to commit to a different way of thinking, almost rewiring your brain, therapies and medications and stuff like that. And touches on that, and touches on just other struggles that go through as a young man, I guess, in this world.
Yeah.
But the track would be called Echoes. So yeah, when we officially announce it, it'll be Echoes, and it's wrote the chorus of it lyrically. But the rest of it is all Ripper, really. Sort of, I just gave him this theme, and it was interesting, really, because it sort of made him kind of learn about it and go and ask. Well, asking questions about it too, because he knew of this with me, but he never really knew, So yeah, it's basically touching on that and how things can seem very dark and very hopeless and almost quite isolating. At least in some of my experiences, I want people to interpret it how they interpret it. I don't want to say, this is what it's about. But if they take away anything from it, when they do listen to it, it would be that, yeah, things do suck from time to time.
Yeah.
And there are more things that need to be done, but it is talking about it, and that's not going to change. And I know it's a lot of things, just a lot of people go on about it and say, you just got to talk about it. And it's easier said than done for a lot of people, but just by making it more of a thing and just making it more like, acceptable to sort of talk about it and be open about it. And especially, I think maybe in the music scene or any sort of creative scene, when someone's so vulnerable, really, because people are working on what they love doing there, so they are kind of vulnerable in a sense. But yeah, it's I think people will take away from it good things. Yeah.
That's a fascinating thought, isn't it? Because when you do other things in life, you kind of you have a hand to things, but when it's creating music, when it's art, when it's being creative, it is literally just putting your personality on show and
it
exposing.
Is. Yeah, cause you are exposed, and you don't really think about it at the time, but that's when things, people get so passionate about it, and a lot of strong personalities can clash, and at the end of the day, it's about the music, and it's about having fun, and it's about love and community. That's at least how I see metal in particular. And again, we've got big bands out there like Sleep Token, and Bring Me the Horizon, and Architects, they're all doing really well, and it's sort of dribbled into the mainstream now a little bit, and I think that's a good thing, because people it's broadening people's horizons musically. It's not just this screamy devil music. There's actually people.
Yeah.
There's meaning and feeling behind this. It's just the expression that maybe you don't like, but it's more heartfelt than most other genres of music, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's more open.
More open, exactly.
It's if a lot of people are scared of it because it is so raw.
It's raw, it's unedited, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like a lot of metalcore bands are very, well, not just metalcore bands, like even metal bands in general, they're a lot more open to speaking about, their mental health or just anything that's going on in their life in their songs, as opposed to a lot of like mainstream stuff, which is all very much bland, the same thing.
Kind of marketed or staged,
Exactly,
or like a PR stunt or something.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm not saying that doesn't happen in metal, and but it is definitely, it's just the most honest, I think.
Yeah.
Out there. Not to say I don't enjoy the kinds of music I do. I listen to a lot of different kinds of music. I got to take inspiration in.
I knew he was a Swiftie.
A Swiftie. I don't know, man. It's not quite my bag, actually. I've tried it a few times, but not really.
You heard it here first. He's a Miley Cyrus fan.
Nah, Hannah Montana, mate.
Oh,
there you go.
he's a deep place. He's a deep.
Yeah, no. No, I just think it's a great community usually, and there's usually you go to a metal gig, it's always one arsehole, I guess, but this generally people are really nice. Yeah, usually
Someone's got to be that guy. Come on.
yeah, usually there's one and people know who it is, so that's good. Yeah.
And if they don't know who it is, you're the one.
You're the one, yeah. So then that's fine too, but everyone needs one.
Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? Because when you do put everything on the line and your art is exposing yourself, for me personally, what I've found is when you're on stage, you're somewhat of a different person than you are off stage.
100%.
In the sense that you are kind of putting on a performance and you're like, it's almost like yourself turned right up and just...
Yeah. It's odd. I feel really comfortable on stage, but there's a comfort in being uncomfortable as well. And it's just not knowing how the crowd's going to react, not really knowing how it's going to go on stage, but all that and all that you can do is just put your all into it.
Yeah.
And I've said to people a lot of times who have either commented on my performance or any performances, it's like, don't ask me what I did or what happened, I don't remember. It's almost like it's just like a blur afterwards, because it is just pure rush, adrenaline. I psych myself up a little bit beforehand, and it's just, I like it because I just let loose. I'm just unapologetically me, not thinking about the notes I'm messing up, because I'm going to mess up notes if I'm going nuts, but that's part of the performance. If you want to hear every note for note, just listen to the album or the song, or if you want to go and experience it, then you got to feel it. And
so it's almost as well, like if it is exposing yourself, but it's also exposing the flaws almost, because you are gonna mess up on stage.
But there'll also be people out there who kind of in a weird way appreciate that. I think when people go watch a metal gig and they see performers, and it's so obvious that they're just in the moment, and they're just losing it, or they're just doing their thing. And I think that could be cathartic for people as well, who maybe don't have that outlet, or or just love, or just such passionate about music as we are, but don't necessarily go out and play gigs or music instruments or anything like that. It could be very cathartic for people, to put the artist, to put themselves out there, because they put themselves out there. You're like, this is genuine, it's authentic. People will see behind the fake stuff. Either accept it or go like that. But I think all we can do is just be yourself. There's a lot of people who trying to be the exact opposite of themselves, hoping to make it like that. So that's term. I want to try and reinvent themselves to match what they want to do, but just be yourself.
I think that's it. I think it's like you say, it's when you go on stage, you're turning yourself up to 11, so to speak. So, and a lot of metal fans are smart. They'll know if you're faking it, and they'll tell straight away, and they'll kind of be like,
usually most critical as well. Because metal fans, a lot of them will gravitate towards playing an instrument as well, I think, because it's just so like in your face. They're like, I want to do that. And even if they don't play a music instrument, they got an appreciation for the sound and the quality of metal, I suppose. So something, that can deter you a little bit. There'll be people who stand there a little bit like this, and they're just sort of watching the guitarist or just watching the drummer or something. That could be a little bit.
you just got to make them participate.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
literally like I'll if it takes it, I'll jump off the stage and walk up to them and be
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you're gonna get
Yeah,
involved.
which I've done. Which I've done. I mean, I haven't jumped off the stage, but if I ever notice people who are just sort of in it and they're afraid to lose themselves, they're afraid to go for it, and that's where you get in there and you hype them up as well because they're part of the show as well. You know, if your crowd is good, if they're a really good crowd, it's going to improve your show.
I think as well. There's an element of not being afraid to just do whatever. Like I know sometimes you can go to metal shows and it's like the expectation is to mosh a certain way, or to bang something. But I think it's good that we like, especially nowadays, metal bands can kind of go, do you know what? Scrap that. I know you think you're here for a mosh pit, but actually, I want to see you guys salsa dance in the same thing right now.
Yeah.
So
It's anything kind of goes.
exactly.
I saw that on a video. I think it was literally yesterday. It was just like, I can't remember what the clip was, but it was like metalheads don't know how to party, and then it like metalheads, and it was this guy that they started off with like a, it was like a traditional Spanish thing, and the whole crowd.
Yeah, soul swing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it just kicked in and turned into a party, but that was yeah.
I mean, I don't know which band it is. It's like this pirate metal band. I don't know.
Hailstorm?
Might be, but they get everyone to get down and start rowing.
Yeah.
Is that? I don't know which band it. But I've seen that, and that's sick. You know.
Yeah.
Doing anything to get the crowd to participate, I think, is good as well. I mean, you got Skin Dread with the Newport helicopter, and,
Yeah.
you know, and
The Newport
obviously like classic, you know, Slipknot with the, you know, get down and jump up and.
Do you know what's quite interesting is that the first time I ever saw Skin Dread, they did one thing that stuck out to me forever, and I've never seen it done since or before. But Benji, that when they started, they came out with a World War II siren.
Right.
And like it was like literally a crank. So when you crank it, it makes the noise, and then when you let it go, it goes back. It's the klaxon sound.
Yeah.
But like that was the most incredible opening to a show I've ever seen in my life, and that one always sticks out because they do something different. I think it's like the bands that, you know, the Newport helicopter or whatever. People do something slightly different that sticks out in your mind, and you're like. Yeah,
Exactly.
I remember that.
And we can only strive to do sort of kind of shows like that, you know. There's lots of stuff I want to try and do still, you know, playing shows and we had one idea actually for a band mascot to just come out into the crowd.
Going for Iron Maiden.
In a way, yeah, kind of, yeah.
There was a Scottish punk band called the Irrelevants, and their mascot was an elephant, the irrelevant elephant, and he used to like run around and like it was
that's kind of the same
elephant costume.
Same sort of idea, and that may still happen. Don't know.
I'm gonna shoot 2 at 5 and or questions. You get to choose which answer, and you get to spend as long as you like explaining why you've chosen said answer.
Okie dokie. Try that.
Rob has had some experience in this before, so he's got
Only about 5 minutes experience.
He had 5 minutes experience, still more than the others.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question, you have heard it before, but I'm going to say it again because
You haven't.
they haven't exactly. Hometown headline or main stage at Download, or Bloodstock. Take your pick. Whatever festival you'd like.
Download would be amazing. Probably every metal band's dream, rock band's dream. Bloodstock. I'll probably go with Bloodstock because I've never actually been to Bloodstock, but I really want to go. And I've had lots of friends that have gone, and even some friend bands that I've played there. They just said it's amazing. Bloodstock open air would be very good. The reason why not for hometown is because my hometown is like more or less just fields, and, like, trees, and little market house. I don't think we draw much of a metal crowd there.
You get some wildlife.
Bristol, however, I mean, it's difficult because if we drew a headline Bristol crowd, that'd be sick as well. But we played Bristol before, not played Download or Bloodstock before, so I'm going to say Bloodstock.
Gotcha.
It's a good answer.
It's a good answer.
Achievable, right?
Why not? With the hard work, why not?
I mean,
of
stranger
course.
things have happened.
Yeah, it's true.
Just need to, get yourself some sort trend going on TikTok, and then
Yeah,
what was your oyster?
like brain rot, man.
I know.
Can't do it. We're not on it. I think actually we do have an account banned. I don't remember last time we posted anything on there. I didn't need off my phone.
All right, only because you mentioned them before. Sleep Token or Bring Me the Horizon.
I mentioned Sleep Token earlier, obviously, because I cannot take away the success they're having and the sound, I guess, they're achieving. It's just not my bag, unfortunately.
That's fair.
But actually, my drummer and vocalist, they went to see Sleep Token, I think, in London not too long ago. So they dig Sleep Token. I just haven't got through an album yet, personally. But Bring Me, I grew up with Bring Me, man. I've got the Count Your Blessings on vinyl. That album.
That's cool.
I mean, the album production-wise isn't great, but I just wanted it on vinyl, So yeah, since like Count Your Blessings, Suicide Season, I've been following that band since then, and it's amazing to see how much they've grown. Same with Architects, and
I've seen them so many times.
I probably
so
watched it about 5 times, and it never gets boring, man. They're brilliant bands,
On a side note, have you heard President?
Only the first song that it came out with. Have they got another song?
They've released a second one.
They have, yeah. I thought they have. I haven't heard it yet. Is it good? Yeah. Are we going to go into who we think it is? Because I think everyone knows.
I kind of already know.
I do not. So let's assume. Explain this
Well, we
to me
don't know.
like
We
5
don't
years
know
ago.
who it is.
Well, who do
we
you
know he's
think
on
it
his
is?
president.
Who do you think it is?
Well, there's strong rumours and good ears suggesting that it's Charlie Simpson.
I would 100% say it's Charlie Simpson. Being that I have Busted is where I kind of got into music.
Yeah.
So
And aren't they playing Download this year or something?
Busted are, but President are.
Yeah, that was McFly playing Download.
But Flyer playing now.
But yeah, no, Charlie Simpson anyway, Fight Star.
Exactly.
Fight Star's really where he's at, so it's from listening to Fight Star, I get it. But if you listen to Busted and listen to the band, I understand people probably wouldn't get it. But
But digging further into that, the lyrics seem to be, correct me if I'm wrong, very poignantly Christian.
Not necessarily poignantly Christian. They have some.
esoteric maybe. I would
Yeah,
say.
they have some kind of like Christian undertones,
Yeah.
But they're it's like anything. They're kind of like
Are they going to be like coming out with like the whole new worship thing, like the Sleep Token?
that Sleep Token worship thing's really weird. I don't.
It's working for him though. But it's creative. It's out there, and it's doing really well for him.
It's a trend.
Until I've listened to an album from start to finish, I cannot comment on Sleep Token. All the Sleep Token people who love it are going to come at me. But
Well, just to finish my thought, because were you there the year that Fight Star played Greenbelt?
No, I wasn't. I wanted to be, but I wasn't.
Yeah. So Fight Star played Greenbelt, which is it was a Christian arts festival,
okay,
and so that was kind of where I was like, that makes sense.
well maybe he is Christian. I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Or at least, I mean,
I mean,
I think quite a lot of people maybe grew up in Christian households and stuff,
Exactly,
but not necessarily like devout Christian.
No,
It's people you grow up with the morals and
the faith system is kind of
faith
there,
system,
it's like,
So maybe that could just be something they're using. But again, like people would say, like I mean, August Burns Red. People say they're the Christian metalcore band,
They are.
They still are.
and that's fine. They are, but
Yeah.
it's like why make it just a Christian metalcore band?
Exactly,
They are
they're
just their
They're
metalcore
just
band
an amazing
Yeah.
metal band. to
who
be
have
fair.
their stuff figured out and their heads screwed on,
Exactly.
and they use their faith as part of their
Well,
success.
I think it's more like their faith is part of who they are.
Yeah, it's
So
not part of
So
yeah.
then when
I
they
agree.
make the music, because effectively, like you say, when you make music or when you play music, it's like an extension of yourself.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
like you up to a
There's
level.
vulnerability there, and
Exactly.
you've got to have faith that it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is with particularly August Burns Red. That's part of them, so that's what intensively. So it ostensibly becomes part of their music,
And it reaches a whole other demographic too. So
and also Matt Grainer is an absolute beast on drums.
Such a
Like,
beast.
you
I
just
mean, they're all
can't-
so brilliant. I mean,
yeah.
JB's like guitar technique always still baffles me, man. But he's tight, he's clean, and he'll always forever play with like flip flops on. I don't know if
Oh,
that's
yeah, he does. Yeah.
So yeah, keep doing that, JB.
And you never hear them have any problems with members, like
No,
infighting,
no,
or like it's been the same lineup for years. Like
Yeah, man, they go through it together, and they, like I said, I think they've got to be open with each other, right? And
100%.
you know, and that's I think that's where that's why being in bands can be very difficult. You know, it's because if communication breaks down, or people just it can make things really difficult. When all you're trying to achieve is just you want to make music, have fun, and but other people can get in the way.
Basically, if you want to be a successful metal band, be August Burns Red.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, just to bring it back to obviously mental health, which is the reason why we're here chatting today.
100%.
And it is just important to reach out and to speak to people. And we touch upon mental health a lot in our music because it's something that I go through every day, and it's along with having a chronic illness, and I had that sort of diagnosed in 2018. So trying to sort of navigate my way through that, and it's hard, see how things change around you and what you need to do to change things, and from being in that funk and sort of seeing, sort of seeing my way out of it, I just want to implore people just to talk, get the help. You don't have to feel this way forever. I know it feels like it might feel like this forever, but it's, just don't wipe it off and like blow it off as just not being okay. Just all.
Well, I think like anxiety seems to be something that just intrinsically everybody feels. And it's realizing that
we're all in a state of heightened anxiety. I mean, look what's going on with the world and everything. Everyone, no one really in this country even. We don't. Everyone's just trying to get by and do their best. But with that being said, by no means suffer alone. Don't be silent and just speak to people. There will be at least one other person who will hear you out and listen to you, and will want to sit down and listen to you. Trust me, they'd rather sit down and listen to what you've got to say and how you're feeling than have to turn up at your funeral. So it's important. We're losing too many good people to suicide, and people just not understanding, and we need to be empathetic, and we need to be patient and talk.
Would you say the band has played a good part in helping you express?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I refer to it a lot of the times as my lifeline. It really is. When there's been moments in the band where it's kind of felt like, oh, nothing's going to happen. This is dead in the water. When everything else has felt so dark, I've always had the band. I've always had music, and this intent and this vision and desire to want to pull it off, and through all my ups and downs and stuff, that has remained a constant. And I truly believe if I didn't have music, if I didn't have that community, if I didn't have that, it would be even more lonely. And it's important to have an outlet, important to express yourself, whether that's through music or art or film or whatever you want to do, but we're all complex human beings, and we're not all just going to be okay the whole time, all of the time. So talk about it. It's fine.
So in moments where you're not okay, what do you do to cope? What does that look like?
Well, I go through my skills. I do my skills for my therapy. Having ongoing therapy. Everyone should have therapy. It helps. It really does. So I use my coping skills and my DPT skills, and I talk. I try and talk and be as communicative as possible with someone, even if I don't feel like talking. I'm lucky to have a couple of friends or a friend that I can just message and just be like, I'm not feeling great, or I used to describe it as being head poorly.
Yeah,
so
good.
My head, I'm a bit poorly today in my head. I just need a bit of company, I guess, or I just need you to leave me alone. It can be either of the two, you know, but as long if you communicate and you say that's what you want, then the people will usually try and respect that. But it can be difficult for people to try and help you if you know, you don't talk and you don't necessarily want to be helped and you're just kind of stuck in a cycle of suffering, really.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I touch upon, really, is I've gone through a cycle of suffering and making changes to get out of that. It does take work and time, but it feels so much better to be able to talk and feel safe to talk to people, you know.
Yeah.
If you don't have that support network around you, then try and create it around you, you know, and be empathetic and supportive to others, you know.
One final question. How would you encourage people that want to pursue music or art, and what they can do to achieve their goals?
Wow, okay. Do not feel qualified to give this kind of advice, because it really, I think it's different for everyone. In a world where we live with like influencers and TikTokers and stuff like that, it can be very overwhelming and kind of just be like content galore, and you're sort of there kind of thinking, what can I do to be heard or seen or whatever. And no, it's about being heard or seen, but like you'd like that, right? You want to be able to connect and people to connect with you. So I guess that'll be the first start, is establishing some sort of online socials, sort of developing what you want to do, having an idea in place, like, cool, if you want to be a band, cool, do you want to come out with some singles, or do you want to do an album or an EP? Try and have some sort of goals, I guess. What we try to do is usually about six month goal sort of plan. So we have goals of what we want to achieve in the 6 months, and then after those 6 months we review that, and then we'll figure out what hasn't worked, what has worked. So trying to get engagement, that is in itself kind of a bit daunting thing, but there's marketing workshops and classes out there. There's people on Facebook and Instagram, which, you know, if you follow and reach out to and ask for help, I'm sure they would try and help you do what you want to do. But also ask yourself why you want to do it as well, because it's, you know, you're doing it for you, then that's good. That's a good reason. But if you're just doing it because you want to be popular, or you want to be in with a certain type of people, I don't know, really. It could be anything, but as long as you're doing it for you, then just go for it, chase it, you know.
So essentially, establish yourself.
Easier said than done, but
yeah,
trying to interact with people, you know, you want you know, people to see you and connect with you, and you want them to care too. So it's building that sort of fan base, I guess.
Yeah.
But having a really kind of strong sort of like theme or idea, or I know, even like a concept, just having this idea in your head, and just try and jump on it and reach out to other creative people as well, like, you know, to help as well, because, you know, that's kind of what I like about doing this as well, is that from doing this you get to meet all kinds of amazing creative people and really nice people as well, who just you know, you want to learn from, and they want to learn from you and grow, and that's cool. So yeah, just do your best. That's all I could say. Just do your best. Do it for you. Don't do it because someone's telling you, and don't not do it because someone's telling you. Just do it. Don't be scared as well. I think there's a lot of people that might be scared about trying their own thing, or going out there and, you know, being on the line with like such a flood of new artists and bands coming out. You know, the talent is insane, you know. So but if you're being you, people will latch onto that authenticity. They'll latch onto that, and they'll either like what you do, or they won't like what you do. And, you know, but the people who will like it, they'll tell you, and they'll hopefully be the ones coming back and supporting you. And, like, you know, I don't know what we'd be like if we didn't have any supporters whatsoever. Like, I'm kind of surprised sometimes, you know, when people still reach out, and so, even if they're just listening to us for the first time, they're reaching out. It's just kind of like, wow, you know, cool, you know, thank you. You know, it makes it feel good that that someone's seen your art and seen that they like it. You know, that's cool.
Yeah, awesome. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining us, man.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah,
And good chats, good vibes.
it's pretty good. I like it. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it again sometime. Hopefully with some more of us here.